Hello guys, DPX here. Welcome back to another show review. Today I'm reviewing Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 1. Now before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell, leave a comment, or I will show no mercy on you. So to get it out of the way, I'm just going to give you a huge warning. Cobra Kai as a whole is like probably my favorite show that's currently running right now, as in like a show that has not been concluded. That's my definition of a show that's currently running, which is weird because like I like the Karate Kid movie, but like I never fell in love with it like I did with this show. I guess there's just something that clicked with me about this show, so there will be some bias. But at the same time, this one's a little harder to review because it is 5 episodes of a 15-episode season. I will say Cobra Kai is the type of show that is so easily bingeable. Like at the end of every episode, it just has that like element where you're just like, I gotta see what happens next, you know, and you could. But at the same time, this is the final season. If they dropped all 15 episodes at once, which is more than normal, so if they dropped all 15 episodes at once, it would have been like, well, the show's over in one day. So while I am itching to watch the rest of the season, I'm also happy that, you know, I don't watch the whole season in one day. You know, technically I don't have to do that. I don't have to watch every episode in one day, but like, you know me. About the actual, I don't even know if I can say season, about the actual first part of the season, look, it's Cobra Kai, and I loved it, of course. I told you there's going to be bias here. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers as much as I could. I might get into some slight spoilers, but this is mostly going to be spoiler free. But even just to be safe, it might just be a safer option to click off this video, watch the episodes, and then come back here. But yeah. So after season 5, you know, Daniel beat Terry Silver, and you know, he's now in jail, but Kreese is on the run now, who is framed for what Terry Silver did, and also Cobra Kai, in the Valley at least, is no more. So now, the season starts with like, you know, and this is in the trailer, right? So, you know, everyone's friends now, you know, Johnny, Daniel, and Chosen are for the most part on their own, on the same page. You got Sam and Tori in the, in Miyagi-Do together. You got Miguel and Robbie training together. So that's how it starts. And, you know, there's a lot of drama in this show, so I'm not going to say how it progresses from there, but it does progress from there. And sure, some characters don't really get like as much to do, but at the same time you gotta realize that this is only 5 episodes. This is like only 1/3 of this season. So maybe characters like Robbie, I feel like, did not have that much to do in this season, or at least in these 5 episodes. But I feel like he's gonna have a bit more to do in the next episodes. Miguel, I guess that they added like a sort of storyline about him getting into college, which I thought was interesting, kind of something I can relate to at the moment, if I'm going to be honest. And Sam is, yeah, she doesn't do a whole lot either these episodes. The characters I feel like we really focus on are Johnny, Daniel, and Tori, you know. Also, it's Cobra Kai, there's fights, and the fight scenes in this show are amazing. Like, there's no fight in these 5 episodes where it's like, oh yeah, that fight, you know. Like, I feel like every season has that fight, if you know what I mean. This one doesn't quite, but at the same time, it's 5 episodes, you know, and we're not at the tournament yet. And, oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. We're training for a world tournament, which I think is a perfect way to end the show. You know, because doing an All Valley for a 3rd time, you know, we've seen it. We've seen the All Valley. So doing the Sekai Taikai, the World Tournament, is, you know, great. You also got Johnny, who's maturing, but also, you know, being regular old Johnny. He's, like, trying to be a dad, or, like, preparing to be a dad, because, you know, him and Carmen are having a baby. And there's Daniel trying to balance and all that. Chosen is in the show, but without giving spoilers, I feel like they kind of misuse him. Not that it's really spoilery, but I don't know, you'll see. I do have some issues though. You know, obviously, if you, I tell you I love Cobra Kai, it's like one of my favorite shows, and I'm always going to be biased towards it, but at the same time, you really wanted to, you can find issues with, like, every aspect of this show, because, like, it's a world where we kind of just have to accept that the police don't exist, or, like, security, at the very fucking least, don't exist, you know, because there are fights that break out in, like, locations where security should get involved, like at least security, the local security, but they don't. I've just come to get used to that, you know. But some issues I have, specifically with Kreese. Now, I understand, I think it's interesting that you have him, like, you know, he escapes prison despite, like, it's ironic because he was framed for what Terry Silver did. So he got sent to jail, but then Silver got caught and got exposed, so he got sent to jail. So Kreese would have been let out anyways, but he escaped before he was able to get let out. So now he's on the run, and he flees the country to South Korea, which is not a spoiler, because that's in the trailer. He's, like, in South Korea in the trailer. But I never really thought about this. How does he... I guess this is slight spoilers, because maybe you're wondering this. Like, he doesn't get, like, how does he get past, like, security to get to a different country when he's a fugitive, you know what I mean? And maybe he found a way, you know, but, like, he's gonna be at the Sekai Taikai, which they've established is gonna be televised, so there's just a fugitive on live television, and it just, I don't know, that's just a bit bizarre. Another thing I felt a little iffy about was the back and forth between Daniel and Johnny, you know. They are at each other's throats. They are, you know, they butt heads a lot. That was seen in the trailer, and that's also kind of been something that they do throughout the whole show. I kind of thought they patched things up because they didn't really butt heads that much in season 5. You know, I kind of thought we were beyond that point. Obviously, you can have a little disagreement, but I felt like some of the things that Johnny got upset about was a little, like, ridiculous. And some of the things that Daniel got upset about was a little ridiculous. Like, there's a thing that happens. Daniel finds out something. It has to do with maybe the, there's a tease at the end of the trailer where Daniel finds out some secrets about Mr. Miyagi. And he reacts to it in a way that doesn't make much sense. Like, sure, it might, like, reframe the way you think of Mr. Miyagi, but, like, the way he just acts for the rest of the season, it's like, and it didn't really connect to me that he was acting this way because he found out these secrets until, like, a character explained that to another character. And I'm like, wait, that's why he's acting this way? But I think, like, if you're talking about a character, the highlight of these 5 episodes, I think might be Tori, who I feel like has come a long way, because she was one of my least favorite characters after season 3, because they gave her, like, you know, they showed her home life, or they showed us her home life, and, you know, not a perfect living situation, but then, like, she did break into someone's home at the end of that season, so it's like, you know, but since then they've done a really great job making me at least care about her. And I will say Peyton List, who plays Tori, like, I think she might deserve, like, to be nominated for an Emmy for her performance in episode 5 in particular. If you've seen that, you know, because and that cliffhanger, I can't wait for part 2. So overall, when you compare these 5 episodes to, like, the rest of the show, like, if I were to do a ranking list of all the seasons and just, like, before get the other parts of this season, just have these 5 episodes and rank them next to the other 5 seasons, it's probably coming in last, because there are some issues, the issues I mentioned, like, specifically, like, the Daniel and Johnny stuff, felt a little, like, I don't want to say frustrating or anything like that. you know, it's still watchable, it's still enjoyable, but it's like, come on already. Like, these two characters are being ridiculous at this point. But also mainly because it's only 5 episodes. If I rank this with all the other seasons, this is 5 episodes versus other seasons that are 10 episodes. So obviously it's this is kind of hard to give a score because it's not the complete season. Part 1, I guess maybe is like an 8 out of 10, but I'm just gonna give part 1 a thumbs up for now. That's my review for Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1. Cannot wait for Part 2 and Part 3, but specifically Part 2 because that's next. That's gonna be in November, so yeah, I'll do another Cobra Kai review in November. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys like it, not like it? Have you guys seen it, not seen it? And if you haven't seen it, you guys want to see it, not want to see it, anything about part 1 of the show, of the season, of the show, let me know down below. Anyways, be sure to subscribe, or I will show you no mercy. Bye!